Welcome to the Idea Of, where we explore the noise, the nuance, and everything in between. I'm Bassey, and Mike is not here this week. He's out doing hood rat things with his friends, or he's at a conference. I don't remember. I don't listen. So this is a space where culture, creativity, and conversation collide. And I am so excited to tell you all, the chat, hey chat, about our guest co-host. Her name is Kendra Linsdey, and I am in love with her, but we're going to talk about that later. Kendra Linsdey is an educator, author, and media voice, expanding how we think and talk about aging. Through her podcast, online presence, and public speaking, she uses storytelling, research, and real-life insight to help reimagine what it means to grow older, especially for Black women and other communities often left out of the narrative. As a content creator and model, Kendra partners with brands to push representation forward, proving that visibility and vitality don't fade with age, they deepen. Her work challenges industries to embrace authenticity and inclusion across all stages of life, bridging the gap between cultural relevance and social responsibility. Kendra also consults with top brands and corporations to expand traditional concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion, reminding them that aging is the one intersection every human shares. Whether she's behind the mic, in front of the camera, or in the boardroom, Kendra's mission remains the same: to center aging as a site of power, possibility, and truth. In 2026, Midlife Flyness will return with its 6th season. Oh, she's a host of a podcast called Midlife Flyness that I love very much. I'm done reading. I just want to talk about her for a second before I introduce her. So I started getting on TikTok heavy about a year ago. And I remember seeing this woman that kept showing up on my For You page. And if you know me, you know I love Phyllis Hyman. So I was like, oh, she looks like Phyllis. And then I went to her page and I sat there and I think I watched every single video of her. Then I went to Instagram and watched all the videos there too, because she was one of the few people in a time when I'm learning how to age, she has developed this universe where we are learning from her what it looks like to age, not gracefully, but gratefully. And I really, really appreciated that about her. Immediate follow, started talking to her, fell in love even more. And she's here, guest co-hosting. Hi, Kendra. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me. You know I adore you.
I
adore you.
I love you so much. I love you so much. So let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
So I was saying to you before you pressed record, you don't know this yet, but Drake's lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has been dismissed by a judge.
Completely dismissed?
Yes. Yes. I'm sure it's going to return, but I'm reading from Billboard, and it says that less than a year after the rapper filed his suit in a stunning lawsuit, the federal judge says nobody thought Kendrick was calling him a pedophile. So I kind of did a little brief read, and they were pretty much saying, you were both throwing bombs at each other. It's part of the art of war. Calm down and get out of here. And this was our conversation when we Bassey and I have discussed this before in depth, online and off, that the whole conversation had absolutely nothing to do with Drake personally, but reclaiming hip hop as a true art form.
Yes.
And lyrically and artistically, you can expand what you're doing. There, some truth could be there.
Yeah.
For it to be dismissed, I was like, yay. So we get a chance to talk about hip hop.
Well, here's the thing. We're always going to talk about hip hop. Here's the thing about, and I don't know if I've said this out loud or to anyone. I think Drake was the final boss in the thing that white people have created since the creation of Black American music. They've tried to, if you think about every iteration, let's start from gospel. they tried to stop gospel, ban that because it was communication. They didn't want that
Right.
until they could figure out a way to participate in it.
Right.
Going down the line from every time white people, or whenever the gates open, let me say it that way, whenever the gates open and it moves away from Black people, Black people always find something else to invent. Have you noticed that? Every couple of years, something else to invent. Something, okay, you know what? Fine, rock and roll. Okay, you know what? Fine, doo-wop. You know what? Fine. They just keep going, right? So when was the last time that something was created? A music or something cultural?
Like hip hop? No, it's been a while.
It's hip hop. Hip hop is 50, but hip hop has grown and changed.
Evolved.
Yeah, it's
expanded. Yes.
It's expanded. It has many, many children.
Absolutely.
Except for the last 15, 20 years.
Yes.
And why? And well, no, I'll back up. It has changed in that we've moved away from each one teach one. We've moved away from the culture of it. We've always had, and I've said this, we've always had, like, you know, we've had Little Kim, and we had Lorne, and we had Public Enemy, and we had, you know, whoever sings Whoop, There It Is. Like, we have all these different people, but it came to a point where we just had the small section.
Right. The commercial part of it.
The commercial part.
The commercial.
Once the monies came in, that was it. Right. So my thinking has been, they've always tried to put a new face on Black music.
Absolutely.
They tried in the 50s when they would have the album covers be white people, and then the singing is Black. And then they had to perform, and they're like, no, we can't put these people out there. Yeah. So they changed that so that they started making it, they started trying to invent white people who could do Black things.
It's like the 70s.
Right. And then it's but before that, we had Elvis. Elvis was the closest. Elvis was the closest that they could come. No, it was, oh my God, what's his name? Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yes. He was closer than Elvis to the sound. But he messed that all up by marrying his cousin who was 12 or whatever. But then Elvis. But the thing is that Black people didn't buy into Elvis. No. So Elvis didn't work.
It didn't work.
I'm skipping through the line, but then we get to Eminem.
Okay.
Eminem made hip hop accessible to people who didn't like hip hop.
Right.
But Eminem respected the culture too much to do what it is.
In the art form.
Exactly. Enter Aubrey Graham.
This guy.
Aubrey Graham is a white man who's allowed to say the N-word.
Or white lady. He's Karen.
He's Karen. He put himself in a position for white people to have access to Black music, to hip hop. Yes.
And feel as though that they have an opinion that because they like him, then they should be able to speak on everything else.
Yes.
Like, you like him. That's fine. And Drake is hip hop. But Drake is not a hip hop artist in the fact that he respects the art form beyond the commercial. It's like dope or something to him. Like,
he doesn't respect the art form. He collects the culture. He collects aspects of the culture, not in a way.
That's the most damning thing Kendrick did.
If I owned Tupac's ring, for whatever reason,
or Pusha T's when he had for
microphone, right? If I owned these things, I would curate them, right? I'd loan them to the African American Museum.
Yes.
I would put them in a place where other people could understand the importance of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear it to spite
or melt it down.
Exactly.
Or when he crushed the minivan that looked like, I don't know if it was Kendrick's minivan from the what was that, Section 80?
It was Good Kid, Mad City.
Mad City. Yeah, like why are you crushing that?
And the thing is, it wasn't the actual van.
It wasn't,
but the idea.
Yeah.
The idea the idea, and the thing is, he doesn't understand the,
I think
or he doesn't.
You're gonna stick and stay. Oh my gosh. I think you dropped. What are we doing? I think it's crooked. It's not very good. Oh, well, that's helpful.
Hi.
Uh,
I switched over to the iPad. My laptop was
yeah,
okay.
I don't care for the iPad camera either, but
It works.
it works.
It's a giant phone and it works. Okay, so where were we? Oh no, we're not recording. Are we recording?
No, I think we are. I'm
Oh
still
no, we
seeing.
are.
Yeah, it was just a part where you weren't here and I was straightening up things behind me.
Well, okay, I'm so bad at this. Mike does all of this. We're back after, of course, technical difficulties that I'm always having. But we're here. We're gonna continue. But we're talking about the Good Kid, Mad City
Yes,
and the symbol of it.
the symbol of it, and Drake's space that he carved out for himself in hip hop, which he would have been fine to just stay there. But the whole point that Kendrick clearly had been collecting receipts on for a decade at least, was like,
Yeah.
you're fine if you just keep me dancing and waving my hands, then there won't be a problem with us.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come over here and invite your friends over, and not only invite your friends over, but allow everyone that you invite in this space to wipe their feet on what was created by people who literally never made a dime off of it and gave their lives for it, then you've got to get up out of here.
And he opened the door in a way that made it so that people could, and this is where I was going before, people could enjoy Black music without Black people. Because there was a time, there was a time when we had people who would imitate.
Yes.
Like even like Vanilla Ice, for whatever you think about him, he was imitating Hammer.
Yes.
Now we've got somebody like Ian who is doing Black music, but has nothing else that is connected to Black people. Do you know what I mean? And like I think that Drake opened the door for that. He opened the door for people who could like the music but don't have to like the people. Where you have people who can openly vote for Donald Trump and still think that they're fans of hip hop, when that is the antithesis.
The antithesis of it. And that it is a culture that, much like jazz and gospel, and as you said, like gospel was taken away, and so you have to come up with another way to communicate with one another. Same thing. And this is the anti-establishment art form, even though it's still fully integrated in society in a way that, of course, it's about money, but still, every once in a while, there's going to be something that comes through that it's a message. Which, when people who loved Kendrick Lamar before this situation, the reason they were riding so hard for him is because, like, no, we weren't listening to him for the songs that were going to be on the radio. I don't even think I can think of one song that I love from Kendrick that was ever played on the radio.
I don't think I've ever heard Kendrick on the radio, to be honest with you.
It might have been
maybe DNA or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humble. Humble was huge.
Humble. That's what I was thinking of.
Humble.
Yeah.
Huge, but yeah, like I have his records, not even tapes.
We like that he was trying to free the slaves. Like, we like that. That's what we were there for.
What's the problem with slaves, enslaved people learning how to read and have information? You're saying that's a little too deep. So that's why when people are like, "Well, Bad Bunny, he doesn't speak English, and he's going to be in the Super Bowl," like, Kendra spoke English, and y'all said y'all didn't understand him either. What the hell still saying?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so true. Actually, you know what I want to. Now that we're on Kendrick, there's something that's been bothering me about Kendrick that I need to discuss, and I haven't been able to talk about this.
Okay.
I think he's too powerful, and it worries me. Have you
It's
seen the
me.
footage of
The
him in
footage
concert?
from South. Yes, I saw, I think, Argentina the other day, and the crowd.
It's been like that every single stop. Even when they were in Europe, it's been like that every single time. To the
Yeah.
point where I can't even watch the video anymore because it looks like an organism, and it
Yes,
makes
because
me
it
very,
really is.
yeah, like
Pulse.
it's pulse. Yes, like it's an alien force. I can't watch anymore. But
I thought it was the auntie in me. Like, it's time to come home.
yes,
It's time.
like that's enough. Thank you.
Coming back home.
Well, you've done this. Good job.
We're good.
Go home.
Why are you still out here? We're good. But I feel like it seems so big to me and outsized in a way that I feel like we might not see Kendrick for a while, and I would be fine with that.
Yeah, yeah. I
He's
don't
done
need to
the
see him
things.
anymore. Huh?
Culturally, he's done all of the things.
Done everything. I basically it's like you've made your point, Kendrick. Go home. You've made your point. It's
Go
enough.
your family, man.
You won. You proved it. Go home.
Nervous. I thought it was because I'm older, and so I'm like, okay, this is you got too many eyes on you, and too many people that understand that your voice and your unapologetic way of bringing your voice and point of view to the people it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And I need for you to go home now.
It's extremely powerful. I'm glad that he's not around, like walking the street. I mean, people catch him in museums and things,
Yeah,
but I think it's safer for him to go home.
go home.
Like when they canceled the I think it was Columbia because the stadium wasn't stable, or
Oh,
yeah, it was like maybe an hour before the show was supposed to start. They canceled the entire thing because
so many
the
people.
venue was just not stable. It couldn't hold all of that. So they just
That
skipped. I think
is
it was Columbia. And
scary.
things like that. And I also think about Whitney too. You remember what Kendrick looked like in the very beginning when he first came out. You
He
married
looks like a man now.
you married a little nerd boy
Yeah,
who
he's
liked to rap.
right. Right. Yes, those ears are still there. All of it's still there, but the money. What did Jay-Z say? I've never seen an ugly billionaire.
True.
I've never
He
seen
got
one.
things. And I just worry. I worry either something's gonna happen or
Yeah,
there's the most well-adjusted, well-rounded, down to earth
yeah, yeah,
human being
yeah.
could not see
No,
that much power.
yeah,
I,
yeah. One of my favorite quotes from Lionel Richie. Girl, our conversations are always all over the place. But Lionel Richie said, because when he was like huge, he was like, the crazy thing about fame is it's a moment where you can have everything you want, but the problem is, can you survive it?
mm,
Can you
yeah,
survive having? Can you say no to? You can say anything that you want. People will make sure you have it. Can you survive it?
you
I
survive.
think about it all the time because
Yeah, I
it's
can't.
almost like a curse.
It feels like that. It
Yeah,
feels like people think that money and fame are the destination
yeah.
as opposed to just a stop on the road. Because if your destination is
Mhm.
money and fame, we go back
Yeah.
to the beginning, we get to Drake, who cannot handle the money and the fame, no matter how much he's amassed. He cannot handle a little bit going, enough for him to want to destroy the entire
That's the
culture.
problem that I was, I wasn't agnostic about Drake. I love Drake. I love the bops. It's a good time. Great workout music. Great workout music. But
Good for captions.
good for captions, good for reels. Good for content. But you're gonna burn it down because you lost? You should learn from the L. It was a great opportunity for Drake, should he have taken it, to go away.
Yeah.
To go away and to come back and to actually talk about being an adult in the industry, not in a way that you're like always speaking in Instagram quotes,
Mm-hmm.
like an actual conversation about what it means to have gone through what you've been through. How you lose shows more about you than how you win. And he lost in a way that he was willing to burn down not just hip hop, but to harm Black people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I come back to. Like, you didn't. This isn't yours.
I've said that he should have gone away for at least a year, but
At
for
least,
him, a couple of months at least then.
yeah.
And come back with a project called Aubrey that is about like
Good.
owning some of the stuff that everybody said. Because if you and I, as normal people, if
Yeah,
everybody I thought was cool with me turned on me, I'm like, oh God, what did I do?
I've got to accept some responsibility in
I've
this.
done something. I've said something. I've been
And they're all saying it. The same
even if
stuff.
I'm unable, even if it's just I'm unable to forge uh honest relationships, that's
Mm-hmm.
still something that I have to work on.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and the fact that, and somebody else brought up a couple of like, who are his friends?
We're his people. Because this is group chat. We got included in a group chat that it ended up going to a lawsuit.
Yes.
You
Somebody screenshot the group chat and took it to a lawyer, took it to the people.
and this and that and the other, and he said this. Yeah, I've said
He was
that
mean
too
to
to my
me.
friends. I said this to my friends. I also thought it was very telling that nobody came.
Nobody.
No one. No one was like, you know what? My boy is wild. But I know he's a good guy. He
Yeah.
was there for me when my mom died, or that's my child's godfather. Nobody.
Nobody.
Like,
Not a
no,
single person. 15, almost 20 years in the industry, not a single person.
no one. And the people that he's aligned with have had the same kind of behavior. We just saw last week with Nicki and Cardi losing their minds. You're too mature for this, darling. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Is
When
it
that
Young Money? Is Young Money the problem? Because I feel like Young Money is the problem.
shit, I don't even know what the problem is. But it can't be because Nicki had the same problem with Megan.
Well, okay, so Nikki's inability to accept the fact that other people exist is
And
her main.
and people liked him.
And with her too, if everybody, because all her bars will pull up like all these old tweets from 10 years ago. I love Cardi. I mean, I love Nicki. I want to be Nicki when I grow up. If everybody has some sort of tweet or interview with that quote, and then they meet her and they no longer like who's the problem here?
So that's what I'm saying. Like the only people who spoke up for Drake were Nicki and kind of Lil Wayne, and both of them they behave the same way. They behave the same. To see Lil Wayne be willing to tarnish his legacy around a Super Bowl that he didn't even need to have anything to do with.
Let me. Did I ever tell you my sister worked for the NFL?
I think you did.
Okay.
But I think you did. I think you did.
Let me just say that he was never in danger of
He was
performing.
never in danger. We were never in danger.
He had about as much chance as we did. We could go up there and do a little 1-2. We'd be sober and we'd go to rehearsals. Like,
we were never in danger. And then people talked all that trash, but my niece just went to his concert last week for $15.
$15.
in West Palm Beach.
That's
$15.
1994
Really
prices.
old school. She's like 20 something years old, and she was like, "We had such a great time. We got tickets for $15. I thought y'all really wanted to see him." Oh, it was just because you were saying that online. You were hyping this man up. So that's again where you need your friends to tell you, "Hey, get offline.
Yeah.
Get off." We started out our conversation before we jumped online talking about how much having to be in front of the camera really changes how people show up, because you're performing a version of yourself when you're having to look back at yourself constantly, as opposed to being able to just and have a conversation. And I cannot imagine what it's like for celebrities now. I can't, like, your project drops on a Friday, and by Friday morning everyone has an opinion.
Everyone has an opinion. And not just an opinion, but like a staunch take on it. Trash or classic. Those are the only spaces that these things existed.
You're like, how do you even know this? I need to know the samples. What's the reference? What are we doing? Where did that come from? I need to sit with this for a minute. It's
I
going to
need
take
to be eating lunch and then hear a line again and think like, whoa, and go back to it.
right, right. Like, because when GNX came out, it took me a good solid week to listen to it, not even to sit with it. And though I listened to it several times, I need to feel the project. I need to see where this artist is going. I want to know, is this a cohesive frame of thought work? Is it a story?
Yeah.
It's end to end. What Kendrick does so well is create, I feel like it's audio, but it's cinema.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And you can go someplace with it. I want to sit down.
But when you think about how hard good musicians work on their projects,
Right.
I I owe you, as a fan of your work, I
Yes.
owe you as much time considering it as you did creating it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that that's the soul part of the connectivity of art, of writing, of music, of, even if I view creating content like that online. Like, the reason I was saying to you, I'm only doing things that come out on certain days of the week now, is because I don't want to waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you happen to stumble across something that I have created, I want it to be reflective of the fact that I thought about this, and I
Yeah.
thought about what I was trying to communicate, and I want it to be entertaining, but I also want you to think about this later. So I can't give you something that you can't get back. I can't give you your time back, but I can make it so that the time that you spend engaging with whatever I create, it stays with you in a way that doesn't ruin your day.
No, you do that really well. You do that really, really well. You're
Thank you.
able to communicate so much in I mean, I guess that's the goal, so much in such little time, but
3 minutes.
it doesn't feel as though you've rushed it. It feels
Yeah.
like you've really considered not only what you're saying, but what you want us to get from it, and
Mm-hmm.
what we should walk away from. And that's actually just two things. Going back a little bit to like the video aspect. I have so much grace and so much care for celebrities who do a lot of work to their face.
Mm-hmm.
People like to talk about Madonna. Madonna was that girl, and her
Yeah.
body and her face were part of that. So to
Absolutely.
age and get older and know that people are still watching
Mm-hmm.
videos of you from 40 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and using that as a measure of who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
She's almost 70 years old, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And people still want her to look like she did then. And as
Right.
she's trying to like get there, because she wants to look like that too,
Of course.
people make fun of her, or people use that as the joke as well. But they're not going to age her. They're not going to let her age
No, they
the way
won't.
that she
They
should.
won't.
Yeah.
They won't allow for this. Like, I don't think people understand that when those people stand, even if it's not um work that's video, let's say if they're showing up on a red carpet, they want you to look exactly the way that you look in pictures. And so there's only one way to do that.
Yeah.
You have to put stuff in your face or add stuff to your face, which is why being young can't be the high watermark for life. Because I don't want to be 18.
Yeah.
I don't want to have the body of an 18-year-old. That sounds so weird to me as a 54-year-old. It sounds gross to me. That why can't I honor where I am?
Where did you get that? Where did you develop that? Really? Okay.
Mother, yes. I've had great role models, but my mother was the main one. And she passed away. It's been 10 years this year. And I really, really wanted to create what I have created, and what I continue to create is rooted in honoring her. Because I never saw my mother wrestle until even when she was sick about how she viewed herself, because she had a healthy understanding of you're not going to be able to get back into the past. You can't go back there, and you're going to waste your here and now worrying about trying to get back to where you were. And especially when we're talking about how buttoned up and I just think of it as pristine, the way that Black women have to be forced to present themselves within the confines of so many things all the time. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And so coming away from that and finding the joy in, I love my hair. I love that it's gray. I love that it gets to be gray. Is that for everyone? No. But I'm going to show you that my version of 54 is something that I love. And I hope that it encourages you to do the same thing of your version of whatever age you are. It has been this past week, people were talking about Culture Con. I think it's the name of the
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
I don't know how you have these cultural moments and don't have older Black women in these spaces. What does your future look like? Because you being 30 and doing the things that you are now, the only way that you get to do it and do it the way that you see older women doing it is to make sure that you have older women in these spaces talking to you. Not about the way that you look, but the way that you live.
Yeah.
The way that you live, and the inside is going to show up on the outside. So I think what I show up as is truly, I'm like this all the time. Like you've talked to me all many times.
Yeah. But
about stuff.
What I adore about you and what it is that you just said is that you've shown me, because I struggle. I'm not going to hold you. I struggle with aging. I struggle with what that means, what that feels like, what it's supposed to look like. I'm still getting there. And I think you said something really important. My mother got old very quickly. She got ill about 20 years ago. So she was in her
40s.
Yeah, like in her mid to late 40s, where I am now. So I've only seen her get older and older and older in a way that I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want. I'm working out all the time, so I don't want my body to give up on me. I'm reading and consuming all of the things that are now because I don't want I don't want my brain to get stuck certain places. So I feel like for me, aging is a fight against. I don't want that, as opposed to I want this. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when I see you speak about it, you speak from a I'm standing here, I'm looking towards what I want, as opposed to I'm running away from.
There's a difference between the anti-aging movement and pro-aging.
Yes.
And I pro-aging space. Anti always means not.
Yeah.
And so to not age means you're dying.
Ugh.
And even if you aren't dying to your physical death, you are dying to this moment because you're trying to hold on to something that is not there.
Yeah.
Yet you're fight against the ravages of aging. Well, who said that? Who told us that? Your your skin, like you said, extending grace to people. I'm not anti filler, Botox. I'm not anti anything. I'm girl, do whatever you want to do to
Okay,
make
good.
sure.
So you're not gonna be upset when I come up with a new face. That's cool.
Girl, I absolutely will not. I will not. I'll be like, girl, let me see. Like, but I want you to do it from a place of, I've thought about this. I've lived with this for a while. I know this will make me feel better about where I am right now, as opposed to I'm showing you this picture of when I was 22
Mm,
and you see how this looks there. That's what I want. Like, no,
yeah.
you're not gonna be able to have that. This doesn't do that. It's not going to do it. It's not.
Well,
Men,
it's important. It's important for people to like you said, invite older people
mhm,
because of the perspective, because
mhm,
of the frame of reference, because
mhm.
of all of these things that existed. Because I feel like people who are in their 20s now don't think anything existed past the 90s, maybe.
Yes,
Like even I saw your video of 90s
he's
fine.
fine.
And I'm
Mhm.
just like, people still look like that. They just don't look like,
Right.
like
So even when they get dressed and think that they're doing a 90s fine, like, how do you have on a full beat? I had a case of MAC Studio Fix foundation and a
mm-hmm.
red lipstick. That
And
was
oh baby lip gloss.
that was that was the extent of what we had. It's like you're still doing a lot. We
Yeah.
want all of that. But it's different. And we, again, with the video, I think we're going to keep coming back to this.
Yeah.
I don't think we're meant to be seen this much.
No,
It's dangerous.
we're not. We're
It's
not supposed
dangerous.
we're not supposed to be able to, not number one, see ourselves, but number two, see ourselves so up close and in such high definition.
All the time.
There are things that I notice about my face when I'm doing a TikTok that there's no reason why I should know this about my face.
Why are we seeing all of these things? Like, you're not supposed to know. Oh, this is my good side. I don't want to know that about myself, because
Yeah.
then I'm always going to be worried about, am I on my good side?
Hmm.
I don't want to, I want to talk about stuff.
It's
I
a,
don't
it's a
want to worry
constant
about
it's
that.
a constant turning in your head. So you're never peaceful. You're never calm. You're
Ne-
never
Never.
fully in the moment or present
Or
where
I
you are.
I was speaking with my youngest is almost 16, and I was talking with his teacher, and I was saying, but why isn't he asking questions? And she said, none of them ask questions. She said they're scared of being filmed and somebody putting it.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? What do you mean? So she was like, so when he stays after for tutoring, he asks a question.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's torture.
Yeah.
To always be thinking about that.
They're under surveillance. That's why they don't dance. That's why they don't. There are no like silly kids in school. They'll be silly on TikTok.
They're silly on TikTok.
They'll curate that personality on TikTok,
Yes,
but not in real life. And I
not in
think
real
that
life.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't like call out culture.
I
I
don't
don't
even.
like somebody hopping online and saying this person didn't serve me
Hmm.
coffee warm enough.
You don't know why.
You have no idea why.
You don't know
You
why.
have no idea. There's so many times when I've heard these stories, I'm like,
You don't know
A,
why.
it doesn't seem serious enough for you to want people to shut down a business. Okay, that's fine. But when
Right.
you hear the other side of it, it makes sense. Or someone's just having a freaking bad day.
You should be allowed to have a bad day.
You should be allowed to have a bad day. You should be allowed
Hmm.
to break up with somebody for no reason,
None.
none
None.
whatsoever. I just don't want to
None.
talk to you anymore. That is okay. You're not a
You,
narcissistic, toxic.
let me tell you, the therapizing of strangers. Like, first of all, you've clearly never been to therapy.
Never.
You're using terms that you shouldn't be using. I don't even know what these terms mean, but I have enough respect for therapists to not try to use it.
Not all these self-diagnoses of themselves and diagnosing other
Of
people.
strangers.
And the thing is, too, I tell people all the time that all of those terms, words, whatever, were used to explain things to you so you have a jumping off point to start working on those things.
Right.
It's not the destination.
No, and not for you to be hurling them at other people.
Weaponizing therapy. And you know what I hate too, while we're here, we're all over the place always. You know what I hate it when somebody comes online talking about their therapist and, oh, my therapist read me. I was like, first of all, I don't think your therapist said that. And if they did, report them to the board.
Right. Right.
Because we're not supposed to talk to you like that.
You're fine with you paid them for that. You shouldn't. You oughtn't.
Get your back. Call your insurance company.
But I love you're online and you are like in somebody's comment section and you're trying to have like this nuance. You always try to ground stuff. And I was like, look at my
I want people to understand.
And I'm just over there cussing.
I want people to understand. And I get frustrated. I after a point, I'm like, all right, I have to block you because I'm not going to be able to not want to explain this to you.
And they're not.
I hate the one thing that I try as often as I can to get in is like when people are just rude for no reason.
Just rude.
Like you just came in hot and you're either misinterpreting what the video is or you're just being a jerk. And I need to know why. Why are you what happened?
What's going on here?
And it's never
okay. You're like, you just had a bad day. What's going on? Why are you doing
What's going on? Did I say something?
No. And you're far too nice, but you know, I know that is your nature, that you're just like, I just would like to talk through this with you.
I want things to be better.
No.
I mean, hey, it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds. My little sister is like you. Me, I'm like, let's talk about this.
About it.
What's going on at home?
Who
hurt you? And I'm saying that seriously.
For everyone. But why do you feel like you get to express yourself this way? Like, not me. I don't want to cuss them out.
That's probably why you have a more healthy relationship with aging. I'm like, I need to fight everybody in a way that makes it. But you know what? Let's go back to what we're talking about aging. Okay. I think that Black Don't Crack is a prison.
It is. So it is
a prison.
Black Don't Crack is a prison. Black Girl Magic is a prison. Yeah. Strong Black Excellence. Mm-hmm. All of those things. They reduce us to what people can understand about us without understanding that our melanin is protecting us, and that's why it don't crack.
Yeah.
We are hydrated and moisturized. We were all brought up across the diaspora to do exactly that.
Yes.
That's why it crack. And so it is a prison. And I think a lot of people, I think about this a lot, that we are in a space where this is the first time that we're getting to define Blackness for ourselves. And that the conversation is broad and it's messy. And we are having internal and external conversations at the same time, which is the beauty of the internet. The downside is the same thing.
Yeah.
But that we are getting to define these things beyond the tropes, beyond just the kind of tagline of it. And I think for me, wanting to not be one thing on the internet, I could do fashion, I could do beauty, I can do education, I could do menopause, all of those things. It could go on and on. It could be one thing that I show up and do all the time. But the reason I talk about everything under that umbrella of aging is exactly that. Because viewing aging through just one thing, which is our external beauty, and about black not cracking, causes us to crack.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
Crack. It's a lot of pressure.
And I say this with love because I absolutely adore her. Angela Bassett has had a lot of work done.
Absolutely.
Because people will not let her
they won't
age.
It is not a compliment to say, happy birthday, Kendra. You don't look 54. I do. I look like me at 54.
Yeah.
Who are you comparing me to?
Yeah.
Are you comparing me to the younger version of me? Are you saying that I'm still identifiable from when I was younger?
Wow.
Is the high watermark of who I am supposed to be my 18-year-old self? Because I often wonder when people compare you to, like, you still look good, still. As compared to what? Because no matter what I look like, to me, as long as I am trying, I look good.
Yeah.
So,
as long as you're here and can put on a statement earring.
And what's working for you? Like, it might be people who used to be super fancy aren't like that anymore, and they feel more beautiful than they ever have. Or it could be that you had long hair and you cut it all off and you feel beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone around you is like, why you cut your hair off? Like, because I love it. I've always wanted to do that. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything that can make you more beautiful than when you are the version of yourself that you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when people say that you look good, I think that it's a comparison to like a 20-year-old version of yourself that people want you to stay in, but that goes into that patriarchal kind of view of aging, that in order for you to still have value to society, then you have to be young.
Young, yeah.
And at least perceived as young.
There's a lot when people get online, especially people our age and older, who seek validation for that same reason. Like, they want people to say they look younger than they are, or be very impressed with how young they look. And then the ones who do try to do the same thing, and they're confronted with people telling them how old they look, how terrible they look compared to what it is that they feel.
It's sad. That lady a couple of weeks ago, when she was saying that she was
pretty privileged lady,
those people, it was brutal.
They tore her up. Yeah,
it was brutal. It's like, but you came here.
Yeah.
It's like, so if you stand in your authenticity and who you are, not saying that what society thinks is pretty, but that you yourself is pretty.
Yeah.
They're very different. And people will have a hard time stressing you out. Because I'm sure that lady was stressed out.
Oh, I went to her page. I went to her page a couple of times to see if she was okay. she was very
had to be stressed out. She had to be stressed out. So no, I love seeing the fitness girlies that are over 40, 50, 60. I love seeing the beauty girlies. I love all of that. But what I learned, this was like a couple of years ago, when I switched my content from being like anything that I still will do fashion, but I show up with the same stuff on purpose. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. If I show up in a fashion kind of vibe now, that content doesn't do nearly as well as me talking, because I gave myself permission to talk. And I did that because, especially when you're dealing with corporations, if you only show up beauty, the chance that you have to ever say anything has been eliminated. Because you cannot share your opinion if you're out here just being cute.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but you're going to want to talk about something on your own platform. And even if it's you talking about stuff offline, if you say something controversial, these people will pull your money.
Yeah.
They will take all of your money. So you have to be willing to stand on it. Yeah. So that's what I've created, and I'm proud of myself.
You know, you should be. You should be. Like I can't overstate just how impressed. I don't want that to be the word, but just how grateful I am for your presence and the way that you are
Yeah.
so intentional about sharing not just your work, but just sharing your perspective. Like I'm just very grateful. I'm getting there. I'm working towards it, but I like that it exists as a place for me to look for it. Um,
Yeah.
I got the estrogen patch
Did
this
you?
yeah, I started on Monday. I've been in
Okay.
denial. I've been in denial. I've been like, oh, it's just a little hot. It's not a hot flash. It's hot. Like sun's out. It's hot. But
No,
I woke up in a pool of sweat way too many times for me to be like, all right, all right, all right, all right.
isn't it scary?
It is. Am I leaking?
Right? You're like,
Am I
you know what?
melting?
This cover's probably too heavy.
I was like,
No,
it's the
girl.
weighted blanket. It's the weighted
It's the
blanket.
weighted blanket.
It's
No,
not.
girl.
Maybe my bed's too close to the window.
No, girl.
But it just
No.
I just I think for the longest I was like, I'll just eat better.
No sugar.
No carbs, low carbs, no dairy. It's hard because it feels like I've been branded. I know. I know.
It's a shift, but I'm telling you, you're gonna be happy. You're
I
gonna
mean,
be happy
it's been 3 days. Let's see.
next week. You'll be better next week.
That quickly?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll notice.
Yeah.
You'll notice, and it's one of those things. And like I said, I think the shift needs to be that we have these conversations in mixed age groups,
Yeah.
so that you aren't so, you know, you're reluctant to lean into the fact that, maybe I need to do this, or maybe I should, I heard this lady, I can't remember who it was, that kind of thing. Like, because we aren't sitting at kitchen tables anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have
We're not in
these,
hair salons.
we're not in hair salons. Um, so it there's a whole connective tissue that's missing.
Mm.
And I know it is not incumbent upon one entity to create these spaces, but it is important to serve the communities that you actually have built your business for. And showing up as with a celebrity, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But that person's not going to have a conversation about these 300,000 or more Black women that have lost their jobs, many of them who have been working for decades that have now found themselves out in society. When young people are doing these things in their 30s, leading into their 40s, so a good decade of work, you really think you've saved enough money and you're doing the thing and you're on the right track, and you need to talk to somebody in their late 40s and 50s who got the whole fucking rug pulled from under them. Oh, can I cuss
Yeah.
on here?
No, fuck
Okay.
it. Are you sure?
So,
Cuss it the whole
that
time.
right, they just, their kid went off to college, and their mom, they need to help take care of her, and you had 20 years with this job, you needed to hit 25 in order to get to retirement. You're getting ready to get all this shit from you.
Mm.
How do you survive that? What does that look like? What do you need to be building around yourself as far as your friends, your community? Being in community is inconvenient,
Mm-hmm.
is extremely inconvenient. But when you hit these times like this, where information is your greatest resource, being around other Black women is going to save your life.
Yeah.
And your sanity.
Yeah. Because just knowing what it is that you should expect, or just even knowing that what it is that you're going through is universal in a way.
Right.
It's not
right.
just you. But I think that our generation, I think that Gen X, male and female, our relationship to getting older is different than it has ever been for any previous generation, because we still have access. We are the hip hop generation. We still have access to that as far as the way that we understand how to exist, like that hip hop mindset that I've spoken to you on. I've spoken about you on this podcast before, and I think that there was a time when I said that you, to me, embodied what hip hop is, as far as being. I'm serious, but like as far as. But as far as like you were born when hip hop was born, and you've existed the way that you are now. To me, you are the embodiment of hip hop. As far as if hip hop was a person, I believe that would be you. And I think that, and I think that the fact that there aren't more, there's not enough spaces where we're able to understand that Gen X aging is different than Boomer aging, different than millennial. I mean, millennials are a little bit closer, but like whatever's after Gen Z, it's special and it's different, and it needs to be talked about in a way that isn't like immediately. We have to create it. Exactly. We have to create it because it looks so much different. It looks so much different.
And I think, but going back to how we started this conversation with Drake, like hip hop is still uniquely a conversation between us, and other people get to hear it, but it is a very FUBU conversation. And because it is for us by us, that's why it's not being centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have use for it.
And it's also, and this is going to go into something I wanted to talk about as well, Aisha Curry.
Okay.
She's having a midlife crisis.
She
or
is.
Not crisis. I don't want to say crisis, but she's understanding that her worth is more than wife and mother, and she has no idea what that means because she never had an opportunity to not be that. Right. And so for me, the conversation around her should be about aging as a parent, as a wife, as a Black woman, and not she's ungrateful because her husband was a billionaire.
And I saw someone say he's the best, I don't even know what position, point guard, shooter, 3-point shooter. Like, what does it have to do with our marriage? One of the best advice that I got when I got married, I've been married almost 25 years this year, was that your marriage is an island. And it's you and that person on this island. And you might look out at the other islands, and it might look like they're having so much fun over there. But if you go over there and try to live on an island, you're going to be miserable.
Miserable, yeah.
You're going to be miserable. Because there's, for you in a marriage, there's you, and there's your partner, and then there's just your other living being, which is your marriage. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in front of everyone like that.
Especially when your partner is famous, but not just famous, beloved. It's different because I think about Whitney and Kendrick. Like it's not just this person is famous. It's this person is a juggernaut. They're a planet in and of themselves. How do you exist as a partner, as a family member? Let's just put it out there.
Like Bill,
How? Even for, you said Will and Jada, right? Just now? Yeah. So Jada is famous too, but she's not Will famous.
Not Will famous.
So she still has to be grateful.
They hate her. They hate her. They hate Aisha too.
Yeah, they definitely do.
As well, but it's so many things that go into this to me, but it really is, it's a Black woman owning herself, her own own autonomy about how she actually feels about a situation that is her lived experience, in which she is in a space that people feel as though she should be grateful to be there and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You're light
And
skinned for a light skinned man and you've got a lot of money and
what are you complaining about? I would love to have your problems. I promise you, you wouldn't.
no.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You don't even you have no idea what it's like. But she is in the middle of life transformation, which is why I coined the term midlife
I
flyness,
love
because
that so much.
I cannot say that I am in the middle of a crisis when I'm becoming more of myself.
Yeah.
And the reason that it shows up as a crisis to other people is because the version of you that was the 20-year-old version, which is the version of his extension of your mom and dad, or the 30-year-old you, which is when you figured out that the stuff that your mom and daddy taught you, you don't necessarily want to keep all of that, and you're showing up as that. And by the time you hit your 40s, you're pretty stable about what you want and what you don't want. And some of those decisions you made in your 20s and 30s, you don't want them.
Yeah.
And
And
I
you're not
I
supposed
hate
to.
like, and they want for, well, how come people don't tell us what it's like to be married? She's
Yeah.
telling you what it's like, that she feels, I love my husband, I love my kids, I should have done this differently, or I would have done this differently. She can't do it differently. She's trying to tell you, maybe you should think about this.
This goes back to what you're saying about having the conversation about who you are and how to age around young people. Because if they
Mm-hmm.
understood that,
Mm-hmm.
not from the lens of be grateful or not be grateful, or I even have, as much as I was going to be, single by choice, child free by choice. That was my thing before it was a conversation to be had. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of the um, violent pushback against family has a lot to do with not understanding that it is okay to make decisions and change your mind, or
Change
it's
your
okay. That's the thing. It's okay
mm-hmm.
to change your mind. And I think that we've always existed in this place where you choose your major when you are 17, the before you even get to the college campus. And
Right.
that's just it for the rest of your life.
And I don't know why people who are ballerinas, DJs, doctors, and uh, or referees, on that's one person that does all of those things. I don't know why they can't understand that that is what she has done.
Yeah.
She's talking about the fact that the things that she did have impacted her in a way that the version that she has become, it doesn't necessarily align with stuff if she knew now.
Yeah.
If she knew then what she knows now, she would have done things differently. I am a married person that will tell you not to get married. I, I, I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
And
Why
I
is
will
that?
tell you, get married. I tell people to not get married unless you are willing to consider someone else in everything that you do. Everything that you do.
Mm.
You want to do and I have an amazing partner. It's like, I'm pretty wild. He would have to understand that you're going to have to love me and leave me wild.
Yeah.
You don't see my husband. He is not a part of. It's rare. Maybe once or twice a year I might post a picture of him, but that is not a part of what I do.
Mm.
But I will tell people not to get married because the person that you're marrying right now is going to change over and over again. And if you are not willing to love each iteration of them with the heart that you're coming into this right now,
Mm.
then you should not get married because you're going to get unmarried.
I don't think people know how to do that anymore. They don't know how to allow people. They
To,
want to be
yeah.
allowed. They want
Do
people
you
to
think they
make all.
ever did?
Well, I think that people tried, didn't
Hmm.
they? I think people try. I think what I've seen, and that what troubles me, why I'm always in people's comment section, is like this complete disregard for for other people.
other
everyone,
opinions
that island you're talking, everybody has an island, and they want people to
to
consider
everyone.
them,
Mhm,
but they don't have to consider anybody else. With the whole like,
mhm.
I need a billionaire who just gives me money and pays all the bills type shit. It's like a partnership is like, you pay bills too. Like, what are you talking about? You don't get to pay for anything. Like, that's not how it works. But it's not
Wow.
how it works. But if you choose that, Aisha
Mhm,
Curry, if you choose
mhm.
that, you'll be unhappy. So why are you having these conversations about her as though that's not what you're creating for yourself? You want
Exactly.
a life like that.
You want that.
You want
But
it.
what comes with it is that you give up your autonomy.
You give up yourself. You give up your
You give
your your goals, your
you
dreams.
give it all up. And they were both so very young.
Oh yeah. And religious.
So very young. And they went through this whole thing together. You can't tell me Savannah James don't feel the same way. She
Oh,
does. 1000% does. But
yeah.
she's gonna keep that shit in the group chat.
Hmm.
She's gonna keep it with her therapist that we don't know anything about. I don't even know if I know what that lady's voice sounds like.
She had a podcast for a minute and I refused to listen to it because I was like, I need to know. I don't want to know
It's like,
anything.
nope,
I don't want anything. I don't know
no.
anything.
But look, her trying to even build a space for herself with that podcast. She's not going to be able to do it. People are not going to be willing to accept that. You are LeBron James' wife. Go be his wife.
You should be
But
happy.
what about you? No, you don't
I
get to be you.
LeBron's wife, Savannah,
Mm-hmm.
Aisha, Whitney. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know her parasocially. I just feel like she's going through it. Not in the way that Drake was trying to make it, but like I think that
No,
Drake wasn't Drake wasn't smart enough to realize that what he was seeing was not what he was interpreting.
right,
But I
right.
do
But
think that
and she would have to be going through it, Bassey, because this is new for her.
yeah,
Kendrick's always been to us. But like you were saying, like about the arenas and stuff, like this is global phenomenon. This is, that Michael Jackson kind of people fainting stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So this is not the same. I still think about that Super Bowl performance like at least once a day.
I watched it like 3 weeks ago.
I should watch it again. I should watch it again.
I
But
watched
like
that in
even
the pop out like it's like it
we
just came.
talked like our conversation in when we originally spoke, um, podcast speaking was I just wanted for it to have a place that it landed on the internet somewhere where two black women who were over the age of 40 were having a conversation about the medium that we love and grew up with because it's not being centered anywhere.
Mm-mm.
There are no black women. There's no Ebro or Charlemagne and if they are, they have to.
Yeah,
And I don't. I want to shoot the shit like everybody else gets to talk with my point of view, which is important as is yours.
yeah,
To have be just as it for it to be someplace that there's a whole 50 years of an art form that black women have been in and out of, if not in front of, but definitely behind. And we don't even to speak.
and like who's talking to Yo Yo? Who's talking to even Latifah, Queen Latifah, who is huge? No one's talking to her about hip hop.
Who's to
Salt
Queen
and Pepper,
Latifah?
who's talking to them? Who's talking to Oaktown 357? Like,
They they have a I want to say I can't remember who it is right now, but I was in the store and I saw that Cross Colors had a makeup palette and
really?
it had like the blue, the green, all that stuff in there. And I'm like, but who are you marketing this to? Because I know the 40 and 50-year-olds, if you would have marketed it to us, I would have bought the thing for $10 just to have it.
Yeah.
Who for? There's who you had a salt and pepper makeup line. What who
They did?
where share? Yeah, they had like some lipsticks or something, maybe last
Really?
year. And I want to say it was like Black Radiance or someone like that. Like, and who knows if those ladies even own that old school hip hop version of themselves that's out in the world. They might not own that intellectual property or the copyright on
Herbie
it.
Lovebug, or I think that he owns
Yeah,
a
who
house.
knows?
Yeah.
But who's this for? And I don't know if you might not saw this, but I fussed at Essence during the Essence Fest, and it kind of went viral.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
And they reached
Yes.
out to me behind the
Tell
scenes,
tell the
but
people tell the people what that was about,
okay.
because I do remember.
So Essence Fest, also known as Auntie Fest, has been 30 years, I think. I want to say I went to one of the first Essence Fest. And it's gotten away from centering the aunties that made it.
Mhm.
Of course, you should always be bringing in new people, but the people who are going to spend the kind of money that I'm like, I don't want to sit in the cheap seats. If I'm going, I'm going. And I did a call in, not a call out. And I said, you got to dance with the ones that brung you. Like,
Mm.
so why aren't we talking about finances for getting ready for retirement? Why aren't we talking about living? Why aren't we talking about caregiving? And
Mm.
these conversations don't have to be dry. You can make them sexy. I know you like, how can we talk about sexy caregiving? I know one of these celebrities has to be taking care of their mom and their kids. I know they're in the middle of that stuff.
Yeah.
So bring them in as the anchor for it and so on and so forth. So people were like, hell yeah. Why aren't we being centered? We would love to come. And then subsequently Essence Fest this past summer had horrible attendance.
Yeah.
And that was why.
Yeah.
It's
People try
only
to
going
blame
to
it on the editor being Kenyan. I was like, it's not that.
mm-mm,
It's they don't know who
it's
their
not
audience
that.
is, or they know who
They
their
don't
audience is, but they're not like Essence to me. And growing up, Essence was, I don't want to say auntie because we weren't really calling random people auntie, but it was like that's what I aspired to. We're supposed to want to be
mm-hmm,
that. When I'm 40,
mm-hmm,
50, well, at the time,
mm-hmm,
30, 40, 50,
right.
Essence magazine was the place that I would go. It's the place that I would
Yes.
look for makeup or look for all these
Mm-hmm,
different things. And for them
mm-hmm,
to they tried as hard as they could to age out with it. That's why they had
mm-hmm.
Frankie Beverly every single year.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
he passed, it was like they didn't know what to do when
They
they
didn't know what
should
to
have been. Uh, Maxwell, no, they have Maxwell there all the time, but like just that kind of like, I call them the video LP, the
Yes.
video LP. You know what video LP?
Listen, if they had Donnie Simpson come out and do a Donnie Simpson Presents and
But
bring
you
back,
know, but Video Soul and Video LP were different.
we were
Video
different.
Soul was like the what do you call it? The A list
Yes.
of Black entertainment. And Video
Right.
LP was like your cousin had a
Yes.
song,
Uh,
or I was on Teen Summit. So Teen Summit was part of that too, where it was like these like born Jamaicans were on the show. But it was always like, it was like my sister and I talked. There was a group called Small Change that was on Video LP all the time, and coming of
okay.
age. Like these, they're not like the
Yes.
names. They're like nostalgic.
Right.
They existed,
Right.
and
They did.
people who were there knew who they were.
They knew who they were, and that there should like. Of course, I'd be willing to consult with them, but I was like, I'm not giving away my ideas. So I had a conversation with someone from Essence, and they were lovely, but they weren't serious.
Yeah,
And so I'm just like, until you get serious, I think this is going to be your problem. And it's your problem because you don't, the thing that has always moved the culture is that we move the culture. And
yeah,
so to have these corporations try to dictate to you that, well, we want this demographic, so we want for these kinds of things to be the installations or whatever that you have there, you're going to continue to have these same problems. You're going to
yeah,
have the same problem over and over again because the people who are in the middle age Black woman is the primary person who shapes how every household runs. The person who not only takes care of their needs, but the young people in their lives and the older people in their
Yeah.
So if your son is off to college and he needs something, you're taking care of helping him with that. If your mom is near you or across the country, you're helping to take care of that as well as yourself. There's no one else in the Black community that is doing that,
Yeah.
which is why it's so important to keep your finger right there.
Yeah.
That's why those are the women that you wanted to grow up to be.
Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
when we were talking, do you know what I was thinking? The entire thing flashed in my head. Midlife Flyness con.
I would love that.
I
It needs,
I see it. As we were
it needs,
talking, I saw every installation, every panel, like I saw it.
I'm going to make that happen. It might just start at a coffee shop, but it needs to happen.
It
It
needs
does. It needs to happen.
and I think that
I like waiting. I don't like waiting for anyone. That's the beauty of aging as well, is to understand that, more than likely you have fewer days in front of you than behind you, so you don't waste time. Like
yeah.
you're very serious about not wasting time. So creating stuff and being able to bring it from my brain into the world has been one of my uh, biggest flexes for myself
Yeah.
that I am proud of. And I know people don't like to, toot their own horn, but toot,
No, beep
mother,
beep. Beep beep. Get a trumpet. No, get a
toot,
trumpet.
toot,
I cannot
toot.
express. First of all, thank you again for doing this. I
Are we
really
done?
love talk. Aren't we?
Yeah.
It sounded
Oh
like you
yeah.
were winding down. I was like, let me.
Oh no, I'm not winding down.
I thought you were
What
winding.
else are we
I mean, I'm
talking
still here.
about? Oh,
I'm still
right.
here. What
No.
else want to talk about?
Look, I know. I came in hot with Drake.
No,
Oh,
it was breaking
right.
news.
Right.
It was breaking news. And actually, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna do something else.
She is.
He's gonna do something
If you go see the manager and the manager says no, then you go and speak to, well, I want the number to corporate.
else. Who runs this?
Just
Who owns this building? We're talking the landlord. So, what what I was thinking that I wanted to ask you too is, what do you think? What do you think that the would you think that a Kamala Harris presidency would have done uh for Black women of a certain age?
oh, I think it would have. That was the reason why they fought so hard. But I think it would have shifted, not to overstate it, the world.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Unfortunately, America has an outsized influence on traditionally how the world has moved. Unfortunately, we are in a space where now people really get to see
Yeah.
what it really looks like inside here, but maybe that's for the best as well. So we can stop having to try to explain to people over and over again. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm going to come back to Kamala, but my
Mm-hmm.
great grandfather, it's not in here, I just moved it, it's upstairs, wrote a letter to my dad while he was in college. And he had perfect handwriting, perfect diction, just all of it was great. It was wonderful, right? So I looked at it and it made me think, like, oh, this was written in 1950 something. And so I went back and looked to see when it was the last law that was on the book that it was illegal for Black people to know how to read and write. And it was just a little while before he was born. So this is my great grandfather. So in this very short period of time, very short, in the span of things, that this person knew how to read and write well enough in cursive to his grandson in college.
Wow.
to know that that is the history in this country, and that I possess in my lived experience and my actual being the story of, on one side of my family, that is one side of the story, and on the other side of the family, my grandma, my father's mother, had to go and work out in the fields in the third grade. And some of her greatest joys was shoving $5 in my hand when I went back to college. So, in this very short period of time, people who were stolen, subjected to horrors, taken language, clumped together, not knowing one another, creating so much out of absolutely nothing in this very short period of time. We're talking about 100 and so, 200 years. It hasn't been long.
Yeah.
If Kamala Harris would have won, it changes the story of this country. And that Obama shifted something in these people's heads about how they viewed Black people, that this would have been the bookend to that.
Mm.
It would have changed everything.
They couldn't have that.
They couldn't have it. We knew that here in Georgia when Stacey Abrams ran, and she was running against the person who was over the election boards. So we knew that, but you try.
Yeah.
But it, for the world, again, with the outsized influence that America has, I understand people's frustrations with Kamala Harris. But we are, out of everyone in the world, as far as countries are concerned, America is a corporation. We are not countrymen. Black people have been able to find kinship and be amongst one another as countrymen. But the rest of us,
Yeah.
it's we are not countrymen. So we are like co-workers. And she would have been the head of the company. She's the figurehead of the company.
You know what I was thinking? I've been thinking since all of this, because in my mind, in my heart, I know what this country is. I know who these people are. But I always let myself hope. I will never not.
You can't. You're right. Yeah, you gotta.
Right. I can't. But I kept thinking, they're not voting for the president of the United States. They're voting against that lady at work who XYZ. They're the Black woman who did. They were voting against these people in their micro lives, as opposed to what was going on in the larger. So in using the company analogy, they were trying to stick it to their manager, or not even the receptionist who wouldn't let them come inside without a badge or what have you. It feels like whenever Black people are in a position like that, immediately they go from earning and working really hard to white people treating them like they just showed up.
Right.
Like they're country bumpkins.
It's the understanding. So much so, they're willing to burn it down.
Yeah.
Now that nothing means anything. Oh, you have to go to school and get a degree. Okay, I have 5 of those. Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't mean you know anything. I thought you said I needed a degree. Come on, guys. It's like, come on. Nothing means anything once you can have it. If you can have it, then surely it can't be that hard. Why don't you have it? And if you have this long ass head start, where's your stuff?
Where's your stuff?
Where's your stuff? Where's your stuff?
That's the frustration, because to them it is the reason why I don't have is because they have too much. So we're going to stop them from having. And once they stop and they still don't have, that's when they turn on each other, which is happening now. And then further, like it's how do they, I don't know. I'm about to say how did they not see it, but like racism blinds you to everything. So
it's an illness.
when people
And
say
if
that, when people say not to call it a mental illness, I'm like, the strict
no,
definition of it is a mental illness.
Specifically this brand of it in this country. So when people say, well, oh my gosh, the people in Italy, the people in France just took over their government. Yes, because they are all countrymen.
Yeah.
These people do not want to see me as equal with them. So why would they fight to make sure that I could have the same thing that they have? If it means that I get to have the same thing that you have, they'd rather die.
They'd rather
die.
literally. When I read the list of things that didn't exist or couldn't exist in this country because it would mean Black people could get it, college tuition, insurance, health care. When I read, do you know about the trees? Do you know about the trees? Like
About the fruit?
about the fruit and like pollen,
Mm-hmm.
all of that, because
That's why we have
they,
all the male, because you could eat outside. They would rather die.
would rather die.
They would rather die. And the foolishness that goes on online, the diaspora stuff, it's so silly, but it is reflective of the fact that folks have done a really good job of helping us to not see the humanity in one another. And I'm so glad there's so many people out there that are doing the pushback or just not even participating in it, because I don't need for people who don't see their own humanity to teach how to be human. You don't even see yourself human. You couldn't, because this is the connective stuff that you and I have as Black women. I want the best for you, even if I don't have it. That's what we have always done.
Yeah.
That's why your auntie that stands up or works as a bus driver will send you $25 or whatever. She ain't never been able to do it. That wasn't even something that she ever thought about doing, but she wants you to have it because you want it.
Yeah.
We will make sure of it. But I don't want folks who you don't even see your own humanity to the point that you be willing to die over something that's not even real. It's like, it's not real. It's not even real. So we can't have universal health care. We can't have free college. We're getting ready to lose free grade school. You're not going to have any of it. And if you want to know what's coming, look at the South. It's been the testing ground, and study. In Mississippi, I believe Louisiana is the same way. If you want to go to school, you're going to have to find some school that you can send your child to, because you're not going to send them to public school.
Wait, what?
You're going to pay for Christian school, private school, because they've defunded the public schools to the point that I don't know anyone that didn't go to a private school or a Christian school or a Catholic school, especially in Louisiana, because that was the place. You figure out how much can we drain and how much can other people take on. Like, so I don't want you to teach me anything about that. I want to focus in on us. That is why I could have conversations. Recently, I've done some stuff online, and there have been a lot of white people who started following me, and I want to tell them, like, hey, I am blackity black. Like, black, like black on the black hand side. Black. Like, you don't want, if you're coming over here and you want me to be your magical Negro and tell you happy stories and laugh and all of that kind of stuff, I don't do it on purpose.
Have you been called auntie by one of them? I know they have.
My first iteration of where I am now was Yo Fly Auntie, and I still say it from time to time. But that started out amongst family.
Of course.
But then
It
once
always starts out with
folks
that.
started calling me Auntie, I was like, okay, let me just shift this down to my name because I'm not your auntie.
Yeah. I'm not your sis, I'm not your
I'm good.
auntie, I'm not
I'm
mother,
not your.
none
I'm
of that.
not your auntie. I'm none of that. I'm actually going to start sharing more of my upbringing again because I want it to have a place where it lives online. I am one of those people who has been the beneficiary of all of the things that people don't see. Like both of my parents were educators. Both of them had nice jobs. We grew up solidly middle class in the 80s. I'm a suburban girl. But then I was I was out with the white people, but my cultural touchstones were all black. Girl Scouts, church, you name it. That's what I was doing. But I have pictures of me when I was 5 going on cruises. Those pictures need to be online.
Mm-hmm.
Those things need to have a space that they operate in. That I didn't get it out of the mud. I got it out of the cul-de-sac.
Mm.
The things that I just shared with you about my grandma and my great grandfather, my grandfather, my nana and my granddaddy on my mom's side. My mother was first gen everything. First gen graduating from middle school,
Wow.
high school, college.
Wow.
So those are I want these stories to land someplace for someone someday that there is more to this story than this very small version that we are repeatedly told, because I didn't grow up in Girl Scouts by myself. I didn't, there were lots of us.
Yeah.
But parents were educators. I integrated a school. My mother helped to desegregate a teaching staff. Parents would have their kids pulled out of a classroom. I think about this all the time, that one of the biggest tricks that was played was moving the civil rights movement from in front of the TV to behind the walls.
Mm.
Because space that is occupied one today, in which you see a face that is not white, there was a black person, more than likely, that was the first person to go in there, and they suffered greatly.
Yeah.
They suffered greatly. You told me about your dad before, like
Yeah.
being in these spaces alone, it's terrible. It's like, but there were great benefits that came from being the first generation of people who had salaried positions
Mm.
and weren't paid under the table or working in someone's kitchen. And because those were the only things that were available to them. And so I'm going to start sharing more of that.
I think you should. I think you should. I think that, I mean, what did Chimamanda say? The danger of a single story. And I think that with us as allegedly connected as we are via the internet, we're still only sharing a couple
Mm-hmm.
of stories. And it
Right.
frustrates me to no end when I see, and I say this all the time, when I see Black people following white people, meaning sharing their stories or taking up their causes, or
Right.
or what frustrated me during the election cycle, or every election cycle, was when it comes to Black people advocating for Black issues, it always starts at
Mm-hmm.
prison reform. Have you
Absolutely.
noticed that it's always prison reform that they go to? Even the white liberals who are on our side also, when it comes to Black issues, immediately start at prison reform. Not to say that it's not
Right.
important, absolutely important. But if you're only thinking about that when it comes to what it is that Black people need, then you don't know Black
Right.
people. And I mean that with a
At all.
Black saying it too, because there's so many of the people who are the loudest in those spaces did not know Black
Mm-hmm.
people until they got on the internet. And it's very, very
Right.
clear. You were the
It's very
only,
clear.
you were the only, you were the only, and then you got on the internet and became Blackly Black, but not in a way that makes sense to actual Black people.
Correct. Which is why I want to share more of that kind of imagery so that there's more to the story for anyone who chooses to see that this didn't happen in a vacuum. There were people, there were families, there were physical bodies that occupied each and every one of these spaces and took it upon themselves to make sure that they held on to their blackness.
Yeah.
Not in a performative way,
but in a real way.
But it's centered in everything that. Yeah, and I don't apologize for it.
This is related but unrelated. The fact that Beyonce's kids have Black friends and are always around Black people, but you,
it's a choice.
Yeah, you in the suburbs of DC are saying, well, there's no Black people around, so my kids have to
go find the Black people.
If Beyonce's kids can find Black people and be around Black people, they don't have to go to school, but when they get home, there's cousins, there's all sorts of things.
You have to, again, community is inconvenient.
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel like getting up to go and drive over to the thing to take the kids and go to. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
If you want it to continue, and it's worth cherishing and continuing. I'm not gonna let anybody talk me out of my magic beans, honey.
One of my greatest fears is being my grandmother was Black. Do you know what that is? No. I cannot. It is when you see these people, so many people on Twitter, or no, sorry, on TikTok, they'll have a bonnet on. They take their bonnet off, and it's 4C hair, but they look white.
Yeah.
Or
white.
They're white, but like you see like a little bit of something. Exactly. And then if you dig far enough, you'll see the video that says my grandmother was Black, or my grandfather was Black.
No, I want you to know.
Do you know what I've seen so much of? And it actually hurts me. Like, it physically pains me when I see the grandson, granddaughter, great grandson, granddaughter of like somebody that was really important to Black people historically. I cannot get over the fact that the heir to the Stay Soft Fro empire, the heir to the S Curl empire, is pretty much white now, and they only date white people. So in one generation, my grandfather invented the Jerry curl,
and then to see grandma's clothes be so fly, to know that grandma was like your grandma was doing this. And I grew up in West Palm Beach, so to know your grandma was in Palm Beach living like this, and that she has stuff that you are still being able to gag the girls with today.
Why wouldn't you want to preserve that? Why wouldn't you want that to be the story and part of the legacy? I would, if my father invented S curl or whatever, something that's so important,
I would go out of my way. Your picture
out of my way. Am I here? Hello? Can you see me?
No. There you go. Okay.
My little
I can see you.
power thing, so I'm going to plug it in a second. But it would not even cross my mind not to do that.
No, I would. There's no way.
I'm so glad you know who I was talking about. I didn't want to say her name.
I was going to say, the fact that you and I are talking about the same thing means that we've thought the same thing. Girl, like, what are you doing? Why?
Every time she shows up, I go to her page and she would so fly. And like,
reminds me,
clothes are fly in a Black woman way, too.
It just reminds me of Joan from Girlfriends. Just like, girl. 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 But no, I agree. But it has to be a choice. Yeah. It has to be a choice. And like I said, I think that, going back to talking about like aging, this falls in there too, is that you have to make a conscious decision about what you want this to look like going forward, because it can easily be erased.
Mm-hmm.
It can easily, like, you look at like Diana Ross. I love you, Miss Ross, if
Oh
you
my
should ever
God.
see this, but
I was
please
thinking about her
just
too.
see that family. Just see the picture. She's the blackest person.
She's the black person.
Miss Ross.
She has one grandson. Rhonda's child. That is,
baby.
yeah. And Barry's
That's it. So yeah,
Barry's lineage is gone too.
I
Gone.
know.
Basically.
They know. So you have to make a decision. Like,
It
you
has
have
to be a choice.
to, and
Like I understand people fall in love with whatever, but there are enough quote unquote prominent Black families
mm-hmm.
for there to be
Mm-hmm.
like an arrangement. You gotta love somebody.
Yes.
If Sasha Obama found Clifton Powell's
we went
son,
real auntie.
You said what?
Yes, an arranged marriage.
I feel like we can do it. Put that on the list of things we need to do, because I'll be damned if the Obamas are white in 20 years. I'll be damned. And even he's a good
look, your daddy got a white mama. That's enough.
And he made a choice. He was like, listen, if I'm going to go anywhere I need to go with a Black woman. That should be the freaking...
Yeah, he made a choice. And I think that it should also be a choice that you don't have to marry. Like, why can't we have a story where a guy that's, or a woman, and marry someone that's, a doctor? You're doing good.
Are people not doing anymore? Are people not doing that anymore?
Like, you can still do.
I'm plugging my laptop.
We have these conversations within my house. I do consider it children's responsibility, and I know some people will think that that's wrong, but this is my house. And I want to be honest with my boys that you love who you love, but I really would like for you to consider the fact that it's important.
Yeah. And it is a choice to some degree. My son has only been around Black people since his entire life. Like and he plays soccer. So that was also like, you need to be on a team when you're not the only Black person. But then he got to college and he had his heart set on Howard. But Howard, their scholarship program is different. So he ended up last minute going to the school where, for the first time in his life, he's a minority as far as population goes. And it kills me because we've curated this life for him that we wanted to keep like safe, but because Black people don't play soccer, there are only 3 HBCUs that have soccer programs. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that where it feels minor. You know what I mean? Like, I love Jay-Z. I love Beyonce. I'm glad you want a casino. I'm glad you want a casino, but why don't you fund like a bunch of soccer programs?
Sounds.
You said what? I'm sorry.
What are you doing? I like your sound. Your sound.
I'm trying to plug it in. Wait, are you side? No, you're not sideways either. My bad.
No.
Is that better? I was trying to plug.
Okay, now it's spinning again.
Is it spinning?
I feel like it's telling us to.
I was trying to plug in.
Your connection is.
Is it bad?
Okay, there you go. You're back now.
Recording. We're not recording.
I see a red dot on my side.
I don't see the recording on it.
I'm looking at a red dot.
Okay, good. Then we'll keep it like that. I was trying to plug in my
it says
my iPad because it was at 7%. I didn't want it to die, but I don't know. I feel like
we did good. I didn't keep you for like 9 hours though.
You didn't what?
I said we didn't do bad. We did good. We didn't talk
No,
for
we
like
did
4 hours.
great. I mean, I would sit here. I was trying to think of like, what else can we talk about? Because I want to stay here. But I love hearing your perspective. I love hearing from you. I love seeing you. I I'm I'm just happy. I'm gonna actually share. I was going through. I don't know what I was going through. I'm always going through something. And Kendra sent me. Was it a voice note that you sent me? I don't know if it was. It was a voice note because I still have it.
Yeah.
Voice note that had me sobbing, and it had me sobbing not
Did
because.
it?
Oh my God! I left you. I was blubbering when I left you the voice note response. But it you see people, and I think that's part of your gift. Your gift is that you see people. You are an empath in the truest definition, not the internet definition.
Yes.
Like the true definition. You see people, you feel
Yes.
people, and I think that your ability to show up exactly how you are is such a blessing to the world. Like it
Yeah.
really, really is. And I'm very, very grateful that you showed up on my For You page and you didn't think I was a weirdo and we became friends. So I'm really, really happy to know you.
No, I was like, oh my gosh, I love you.
I was like, what? Who am I? I'll be honest, I be forgetting sometimes.
Because you were just kind of, I don't even know if you had a profile picture at the time. You were just like, yeah, it's me, whatever, girl. Yeah, I'm just here on TikTok chilling. But let's talk about it more.
I can't tell you, just as off. I like, I'm in the comment section. I be commenting without fail. I'm in their Twitter fingers just talking. And then someone's like, wait, is this Bassey Ickby? And I'm like, oh, damn it. I was talking
It's Bassey.
nonsense.
It's actually, it is Bassey.
Like it is, but
she's not here to talk about that. She wants to
no,
talk about whatever.
I'm here to talk about Drake.
Yes, it's me. But anyway, Drake is a character.
My point was,
yeah, it's me.
it's so funny. I don't know if I should say this online. I don't care. I forgot that we were recording a podcast. Let me just be honest about that. I forgot. But I'm just gonna say it. I think I'm going to be in Atlanta soon because there's a beauty, not a beauty salon. What is it? A hair salon that specializes in locks for people with hair loss.
Yes.
And I want my locks back.
With hair loss. Oh, do you?
I want my locks back. Yeah, I want them back. This is another thing. While we're whoops, that's another thing. Talking to you, seeing you, all of the things that I have given up, or a lot of things that I've given up or felt that I had to give up, I want back. Like, I don't know if I told you, I got rid of a bunch of clothes because I was like, I don't need them. I'm not going anywhere. It's COVID. I want my clothes back. I mean, they're gone, but I can get my hair back. I can work from here. I can start from where I am and create a life for me moving forward. That's what I learned from you.
Yeah, this outfit that it's from, thank you. It's from Sophistafunk. So this is another like full arc story. In college at Tuskegee, Essence magazine used to have, the editorial stuff they used to have in there was amazing. But those weren't high-end names. Those were our people. Mm-hmm. And there was a lady that had these beautiful skirts. They were over the top. They were funky. And I kept her on a mood board for year after year after year. So fast forward probably 10 years, maybe 7 years ago, I find her online. Sophistafunk. Her name is Arlinda. She's amazing.
You sent me that info?
I said, oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, Arlinda, I kept you on a vision board, your stuff on a vision board for years. And so I'm going to buy my first piece from you because she makes these. She makes everything. But it's made out of, jersey material. And it's 2 pieces. I have it pretty much in every color. But of course, I love the fact that I can support her and I get a chance to have something that I wanted forever. Now, it wasn't this stuff, it was fancier. I actually spoke with her today because I made a video about this specific one last year, and I told her, she said the name of it was like cinnamon. I was like, girl, it's not cinnamon, it's sweet potato pie. So she changed the name.
Really?
But
your influence.
So she changed the name to sweet potato pie. Like, but because when I wear it, of course, people are like, and I told you, I want to wear stuff that if I'm gonna keep wearing this stuff over and over again, I don't want to send you to Gucci. They have marketing.
Yeah.
I'm marketing. If you see me in it over and over again, then it means I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this to you about your clothes. I was telling Arlinda, I'm getting rid of a bunch of stuff and I'm narrowing my clothes down because I wear so much stuff over and over and over again. Because this aligns with who I am now.
Mm.
Even your clothes, the ones that you got rid of that you feel like you want back, they don't align with who you are now. So once you go back and you get your locks and you start your locks back up again, these locks are a version of who you are now. So you wanting your clothes back is you wanting the comfort of the clothes that you know. And this offers you an opportunity to shape the woman that you are.
I can't just stop.
I'm serious.
I know. That hit me like a brick. That hit me like a brick. Yeah.
It's an opportunity for you to be this version of you that is starting to come back out in the world. You've been hiding yourself from us. I don't appreciate it, but I go with it. I want you to be out in the world and be fabulous so I can cheer really loud. My son says he can hear me up in the crowd. Yes.
Yeah.
But I get it though. Like, I think 45 to 50 are like you come out of the chrysalis. Nobody told you that it was gonna hurt to become the butterfly.
Nobody mentioned that. It hurts and it's gross.
It's pain. It's gross and it's grief involved in it. And I think you're evolving from the grief, and I think you're doing an amazing job. That's what I was telling you. Like, it should hurt. It should hurt.
Mm.
I think learning how to grieve well is a part of getting older. That's why you see older women and you're like, how come they aren't falling apart? Because they've grieved so many things, so many times, big and small. It could have been a person or it could have been a job. It could have been a version of themselves, back to Aisha. That you don't know how to grieve well and don't know how to grieve in a way in which you're not spilling it all over everyone. And that's what she did, and that's why it didn't go over well.
Yeah.
People view it as her personality, but it's just transformation. So it will always lead me back to my in quarter work for my life is to continue to show up and to center it in aging in a way that it shines a light for people to understand. The quicker you start understanding that you will always be growing, the easier it will be for you to grow.
You're so important. And
insane.